What is going on, everybody? Welcome into the Phightins final. Phillies take game two of this two-game series. Being 2-0 in the series, they are 5-0 in the game on the season against the Cardinals, and they won tonight 6-1 in St. Louis. Um, it's good to see them bounce back against a team, not a great team, but after that Brave series, it's good to see this team really bounce back and get that kind of get that W they need to get. Keep that lead, keep growing that lead in the wild card right now. Daniel Barry, how you doing? Always checking in, Daniel. Love hearing from you. Feel free to ask some questions as we go along tonight. But yes, guys, if you're just joining me, the Phillies won 6-1 over the St. Louis Cardinals. Like I said, 5-0 on the season against the Cardinals, and 2-0 in this series. Tomorrow they go for the sweep. That would be the series and the season sweep of the Cardinals. But yes, they win tonight 6-1. More convincing win than it was last night. For those who are joining, thank you for joining me. Yes, I'm a little red today. Before checking in on the Phillies game, watching the game. I coached 3 football games today, so I spent a lot of time in the sun. As you can see, a red around the face today. So that is not your camera. Do not adjust your sets. That is just my current pinkish dome. So, but yeah, like I said, the Phillies are up 6-1 over the Cardinals tonight. They advanced to 81-67 on the season, and the Cardinals are 65-83 on the season. Let's kind of go through the lineup tonight. Let's see how everybody did. But real quick, guys, I want to remind you that this is brought to you by Sherry'sTickets.com. That's right, Sherry's Tickets, family owned and operated since 1946. That's not just sports tickets, that's concert tickets, that's theater tickets. Great prices, no hidden fees. You're not going to get bamboozled on checkout, no hidden fees at all. And you can save yourself an additional 10% with the promo code EOP10. That's right, promo code EOP10 will save you additional 10% off. Already great prices at Sherry'sTickets.com. Guys, let's look through this lineup right now. It started off with Kyle Schwarber in the DH spot tonight. Good to see that Bryce was able to play the field, not just play in the DH, but play the field. A little bit of a knee tweak last night, I guess, before being thrown out of the game after arguing with the ump. But he was able to return to first base and play first base well tonight. But first, we'll talk about your DH and leadoff hitter, Kyle Schwarber, who was 1 for 5 with 1 run, 3 ribbies, and a home run. Yes, a 3-run bomb from in the 5th from Kyle Schwarber. Really put this game out of reach for the St. Louis Cardinals, and allowed, we'll call, somewhat smooth sailing for the Philadelphia Phillies. There was some pitching caught snafus at times, but they were able to get themselves out of the jam for the most part. We'll get into those moments with you momentarily. Trey Turner was 1 for 4 with a run. Bryce Harper was 0 for 4 tonight. Alec Bohm was 2 for 4 with a ribby. Bryson Stott was 1 for 4 and scored a run. JT Realmuto was 0 for 4. Nick Castellanos had a nice hit tonight, 2 for 4 with a run, as well as Brandon Marsh was 2 for 3 with a run and a ribby. And Johan Rojas, heck of a night tonight for him, 2 for 3 with 1 run scored, 1 ribby of his own, and him and Nick Castellanos both have a stolen base on the night. So it was good to see that from, Nick's stolen base was kind of giving me, they really didn't contest or make a throw to him, but it was important stolen base because that is what where Brandon Marsh got the ribby, gave him a little that one insurance run. So the scoring one is so they scored 1 run in the first, 1 run in the second. The Cardinals came in the third, scored a run 2-1. It was that way until about the top of the 5th inning, with Kyle Schwarber hitting a 3-run bomb. And they cruised that way for the rest of the game into the 9th inning with the insurance run that I just mentioned. Ian Castellanos scoring off the double from Brandon Marsh. Like I said, the only score of the Cardinals was in the 3rd, and that would make your 6-1. Phillies had 11 hits with no errors, 6 runs, 11 hits, no errors, and the Cardinals had 6 hits, 1 run, and no errors. And that brings you to your 6-1 final for the Phightins tonight. And like I said, tomorrow they'll go for the series and season sweep. That does mean they could sweep them the whole season. And they need that, like I said, rough go about it. with the Braves winning only 1 out of the 4 games, and of course the Braves in the last game locking up the division, becoming division winners on our field, celebrating on our field. I know I haven't had able a chance to talk to anybody about it since that happened, and watching it go up on the jumbotron at the Phillies stadium. Not the best idea. I know a lot of people have kind of been on and off wishy-washy about it. My thought process, fine, they're going to cheer and celebrate. I can't stop that from happening, but the Phillies could have stopped that from going up on the board. I guess it's trying to be classy, and I don't mind being a classy organization, but I don't think you need to be classy in this position. I just think you should just kind of just let them do their thing and be done with it. To be honest with you, I wouldn't have put up with that's kind of rubbing salt in the wounds to the Phillies themselves, the players, and the fans and the organization of these guys. It's a tough loss, and then it's bad enough to see, your team celebrating on the field, and then on top of it all, the organization on the big screen throwing up congratulations to the Braves for winning the division. We're well aware of the division. They've had a commanding lead in the division pretty much all year long. We've been well aware of that, but and we still have 3 games with them coming up in the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday series in Atlanta before they come home to take on the Mets. So yeah, I don't think it was the best of ideas. Just my personal opinion. You guys feel free to chime in if you disagree or agree or whatever it is you want to do. Guys, reminder that this is also brought to you by PhillySportsTrips.com. They got all the Eagles away games. A lot of them already locked up. Tampa Bay's locked up. Jets are locked up. New England already happened. So get on it. One of the good trips that are coming up, Washington bus trip, very affordable, great present for a Eagles fan in your life. Like I said, very affordable football trips, like $350 to get down to. That goes with the bus, the ticket, the food, the drink, the party. It's just an amazing time. I always tell you guys, Philly Sports Trips is not just a trip; it's an experience of a lifetime. Check them out, PhillySportsTrips.com, and also for you Phillies fans, they have Clearwater trips already lined up. They also have, if you want to go out to London, watch the Phillies take on the Mets next June. Here you go, PhillySportsTrips.com is the place to go to check it out. PhillySportsTrips.com. Let's jump on the pitching. Ranger had a good night tonight. Worked himself out of jams. Probably, if we could have kept that pitch count a little better, he probably could have went 7, but he went 6 innings. Only let up 4 hits, 1 earned run, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Jeff Hoffman continues to do really well. 1 inning pitched, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Junior Marte made things a little tight around the collar. He went 2/3 of an inning, would let up 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Gregory Soto came in and shut it down for that 1/3, the other third of that inning. And then Dylan Covey shut it out, made it a little bit more, again, a little bit more than it needed to be. Loaded the bases, but only let up 1 hit, 2 walks. Dylan Covey continues to make us sweat it out. I've had enough of Dylan Covey, to be honest with you. I mean, he's good for these moments when they have a fairly commanding lead. He can get himself out of it. It was like after last night, there was 56 pitches thrown between Alvarado and Kimbrel, so those guys were definitely not active for tonight. So you're gonna want them to come in to shut it out to go into the Brave series in Atlanta coming up. Ellis always checking in. Ellis, what's going on, bud? Ranger pitched good tonight. He got a W that he has not had in a little while. So I'm glad to see Ranger get the W. Glad to see Ranger do well. I mean, everybody always gets on Ranger. He, like, the last time he got injured, he came back. Took about 3 to 4 games before he got his feet under him. He looked good tonight. Like I said, got himself a couple jams. But the problem, the good part, I'm not worried about jams as much. It does affect the pitch count more than anything. But if you can get yourself out of it, that's, to me, is a bigger telltale sign than somebody who could just cruise through. Take Aaron Nola, for instance. He's a guy who can get in trouble and can kind of fall apart at times. Ranger has that ice water running through his veins. So, it's good to see. We're probably going to need him as like our 3rd guy in the rotation come October. Speaking of October, let's look over at the wild card standings right now. Right now, the Phillies have a 4.5 games up in the first part in the wild card. Right now, Chicago is about a game and a half behind us. I'm sorry, not a game and a half, about 3 games behind us. But Right now, Arizona, Cincinnati, and Miami are all tied for that third spot at 77 and 72 records, and Chicago um, is currently playing um, Arizona. So that will be a game to, if you're not watching anything right now, or you're just keeping your eye on your mobile device. That is a game you might want to keep your eye on. They were up 2-0 when I heard last, but they did load the bases. So they are currently tied at 3-3, and we'll get into those scores in just a moment. But that was Rangers line. Like I said, Jeff Hoffman continues to be commanding. Jamarte's up and down. Gregory Soto only had a pitch 1 inning or 1/3 of an inning, so that was good. Pretty quick and clean for him. And Dylan Covey gives you the Dylan Covey bumps. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, I don't know how else I can put it out there for you, but that is Dylan Covey in a nutshell. And like I said, we have a nice commanding lead, and there's going to be a battle for that third wild card spot because, like I said, you got three-way tie between Arizona, Cincinnati, and Miami. You know what, guys? Let me share my screen here so you can see what I'm talking about. Um, there it is. Let's put it all up there. Let's put it all up there. There we go. So as you guys can see, the Phillies 4.5 games in the wild card spot, in the top wild card spot. Chicago is underneath us at 78 and 70, 3 games out. But right below them, 77 and 72, three-way tie for Arizona, Cincinnati, and Miami. So everybody's fighting for that spot. And San Fran is only behind that spot at 1.5. So um, very tight race. And after that, turns into 6 games out for San Diego, Pittsburgh. San Diego is about 8 games away from elimination. Pittsburgh 6 games, so on and so forth. Colorado is the only National League team who has been mathematically eliminated at this point. But the Nationals and St. Louis are not going to be too far from it. If we win tomorrow, probably by the middle of next week, they'll probably be out of it. We have the Mets coming up. They're out. I mean, they're 8 games out, but they're going to be trying to play spoilers. We'll talk about that later in the week. But right now, this is the games to be watching. Let's look at the games right now going on in Major League Baseball. Your final today, the Giants lost to the Rockies 9-5. Blue Jays beat the Red Sox 4-3. Padres beat the A's 5-2. Marlins beat the Braves 11-5. Guardians beat the Rangers 2-1. The Pirates fell to the Yankees 6-3. The Orioles beat the Rays 8-0, or 8-0. Chicago White Sox beat the Twins 7-6. The Reds beat the Mets 3-2. And the Astros are in the end of the 7th inning now, down 9-6 to the Royals. The Nationals are down 9-5 to the Brewers at the top of the 9th. As you know, the Phillies game ended 6-1 Phillies W. The Cubs and Diamondbacks, like I just mentioned earlier, are still tied up 3-3 at the top of the 7th. The Giants in their second game of the day, I guess they had a doubleheader today. They're down 5-2, so it's not looking pretty for the Giants. If any wild card spots they're losing to against a team like the Rockies. Top of the 8th. The Angels are down 3-1 to the Detroit Tigers in the bottom of the 4th. And Dodgers and Mariners are all knotted up at 0 right now, with the Mariners and Dodgers are knotted up at 0 at the end of the 2nd. So that is your out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Edge of Philly Sports, and also brought to you by CherryInjuryLaw.com. That's right, David R. Cherry will fight for your rights, just like you got guys fighting for that wild card, that playoff berth right now. He will fight for your rights even harder if you get hurt at work, hurt in a car accident, hurt in a personal injury accident, or any criminal law issues. CherryInjuryLaw.com or the Cherry Firm, or call Dave Cherry at 610-565-0300, CherryInjuryLaw.com, or 610-565-0300. Call Dave Cherry right now. So that is about it for tonight on the Phightins Final, ladies and gentlemen. Quick, down and dirty one. I will be on the PM and the AM show tomorrow with Pat and Mike to talk, of course, about the Phillies series right now, about your 2-0 Eagles, and I'm sure many other topics and zaniness with the two of those knuckleheads. So check Mike Lauro and Pat Bernard out on PM and AM on EOP Sports here in the morning. I'll be producing that show as well. No, of course, no Eagles pregame, halftime, or postgame show because they already played on Thursday. So, like, the Eagles have a mini bye with the Eagles postgame shows. We have a little bit of a mini bye until next Monday, not so a whole next week, and then next Monday brings on the Tampa Bay game, Eagles and Buccaneers. So we will be talking to you guys. Plenty of stuff coming out. I'll be dropping the schedule for Edge of Philly Sports in the coming tomorrow at one point, so you guys can see what's going on. And that's about it tonight, guys. Appreciate it joining me tonight. 6-1, Phillies victory. The series has been won. They're going for the series and season sweep tomorrow for the Phillies. And you know what? Real quick before I'll let you guys go, I will let you guys know who is. Let's see. Tomorrow will be Taiwan Walker against let's see, hold on one second. Oh, Dakota Hudson. Yeah. Taiwan Walker versus Dakota Hudson tomorrow on the mound. Dakota, you know, got about a little over a 5 ERA. So it's a very beatable team, very beatable pitcher. This team can get some hits against it. So this is a winnable series. It's hard to win a sweep series, especially this time of year. But plenty of baseball to be had. So, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for joining me. This was your Fighting File. Phillies win 6-1 over the Cardinals. We will talk to you later.